I'll try to show the bigger picture and then implication for us, basically everything about growth in terms of startups. So there are venture capital, and these are wealthy, well-respected people that would like to put money into something that is called startup usually. This is an official data in millions of dollars. Um, don't have recent years, but as you see, it was 50 billions 10 years ago, and now it's closer to 150 billions. So for some reason, these people are happy to invest. And they're happy to invest because they are expecting the hockey stick growth. So at the start, it's a point where startup tries to find own way, but then it should end, or at some point starts the growth, which is much higher than projections for any other type of companies out there. Uh, it's not a flat growth like 10%, 20% a year. It's more like increasing growth, 15, 30, 70, etc. Frank Slotman, he's CEO of Snowflake, and Snowflake demonstrates this growth. So it's a huge company with a revenue more than 1 billion. Uh, so he actually knows what he's talking about. So he says that the growth is the priority, which many startups aren't focusing on. Paul Graham from Y Combinator, he's brilliant, and so these are here words on growth. And so we're getting more into the mechanics. So Steve Blanks talks about repeatable and scalable business model. So in order to achieve growth, you should be scalable and your business model should be repeatable. The issue is that it's pricey to grow for startups because the competition, because you can compete to 1,000 people, existing company, and to talented developer who launched a product in your space. So low barrier to entry. For many tech industries, literally anyone can participate. And so the growth is a challenge. And our competitive landscape is not of a big difference. We have a lot of competition. So the growth formula is pretty simple. Keep your customer lifetime value high and customer acquisition cost low, and you will be there. The golden ratio is 3, which means that for each existing customer can pay for acquiring 3 new customers, and so you can scale like this, and the growth is enabled. How would we tackle it? By acknowledging that in the modern world, the software buying process happens bottom up for us as business. I mean, this is a Slack story. So it starts with one person in the organization, and then people start using the Slack through departments, and they love it, and then they come to an executive and promote it to the company. And so it's a bottom-up approach comparing to top-down approach it was before. With on-premise software, with cloud software, it's for users to try and see if they want to use it, and then to promote within own organization. So how can we leverage this knowledge? Is by having a self-service funnel. So we are giving user access to the product early, basically right away. And then our job is for user to become successful. So we should understand what the success for our customers is, and customer success role in this model is enormously important. And so We just have our money and we grow. These are proofs that this is the strategy used by, yeah, please. Anyone wants to?
Just comment. I was just going to say I love the self-serve shout outs and the mention of these self-serve first businesses. It's very insightful.
Yeah, names are pretty much well known, aren't they? So yeah, they're using this approach, and they're B2B companies. So another pillar is that we should understand the problem of a user that user is trying to solve, or job that user is trying to do, and the aha moment, the moment of saturation, where users understand that we provide enough value for him to cover this problem. So to do this, we need analytics to do quantitative research in-house. Uh, a lot of insights can be found out there. So stuff happen each day. People post opinions, they have conversations. If we're there and we can catch them, we can understand user problem externally. But we should do it internally as well with our software. And we had this rounds of user interviews with Yeva in particular, not only with Yeva, but it was internal when we wanted people who use the software, and external when we wanted people who haven't used our software. And so this is critical part of the process to understand the problem. And we're trying to understand the problem to understand where the aha moment would happen, where user would gain enough value to say, yeah, I want to stay with these guys. And this moment should happen before user pays, before the paywall. So understanding that user needs us, then the paywall, then the conversion happen and it's tracked. The next challenge is to, or interesting, say, problem to solve is to make user experience this value faster. And so we are competing with time here. The faster it is, the better it is for us for several reasons. Users start with a certain amount of energy, which decreases when user is puzzled, is uncertain, not sure what to do. When UX is clear, we're guiding user through this aha moment into continuous usage. This is our target. And so fighting with time, we can assume and be sure that the more time our users is not converted, is not experienced, no, the more time our user hasn't experienced enough value, the less would be the chance for converting this user. So right away we can say, if we understand the formula, our formula for users to get value from us, we can measure this and we can say, if users aren't on our platform posting or doing something for a week, then most likely we are not converting them and we're losing them. And then we should trigger a different process to get them back. So measuring time to value is an important critical component of this model. Then experimentation is the approach that is indispensable in this situation. So we're doing our job. We are gathering data. We're having conversation. But it's all about structure, where to put these data to, then to basically analyze and draw insights out of it. So it's I had a really good diagram for this process, which I haven't found, but I will, which describes it as a circular process, iterational process happening on weekly and monthly basis. Basically, it's the same as structuring development work, and it's another structure for experimentation. And this work should be blended. So basically, it's process framework for setting up experiments, getting data, and then getting insights out of these experiments to swiftly understand, uh, to swiftly get answers to our questions, and questions are numerous. This approach also enables Kaizen, which is for continuous improvement. Pretty catchy word, a framework that made the Toyota famous. But you know all that stuff. Improve constantly, and you will reach really good targets. So uh, it's really good. So this approach is really good for OKRs, for tracking, and for continuous improvement because it's measured. Improving 0.5% daily will give you 11% each month. So let's put any metric there. Time to value, customer acquisition cost, and then we can actually track how good or bad are we into fulfilling this improvement in real life. Thank you very much for listening. It's much more to tell, but we will have another lightning talks. Thank you for listening.